Hi, so basically, when I got here, I came in for heroin and Xanax, and I was using a lot of heroin at that point. And I've been doing this for about like 3.5 years. I've always been doing drugs like since I was 13. Well, I'm 21 now, but I've been doing drugs since I was 13. But once I got into the opiates, that's when it really got bad. And I've been in and out of like American rehabs. My dad spent tons of money. I lost count of detoxes, how many detoxes I went to. None of them worked ever. Then about like a month and a half ago, my dad was getting ready to take me to another rehab, and I ended up getting a DUI, driving under the influence, and they took me to jail, and I still had 2 grams of heroin on me, and I didn't know if they were going to book me into jail or not, and I knew if they booked me into jail and they found that on me, then I was going to get a harsh sentence. I was going to be put in jail for, I think it carries like a minimum where I live of a year. Um, so I ended up swallowing the 2 grams of heroin in the holding cell, and I woke up in the holding cell with a bunch of cops and EMTs around me in the ambulance, and they said they had to give me 9 shots of Narcan, and they said I wasn't breathing for 5 minutes either. And then they took me to the hospital, and then they found out that I had sepsis, blood poisoning from a kidney infection because I wasn't taking care of myself when I was using drugs at all. Um, and basically I was ripping out my IVs trying to leave because I wanted to go get high so bad. Like I put the heroin over dying basically because I didn't care. And my dad and then I went into a rehab after that. I was there for 10 days. They just had me on Suboxone and that stuff, and none of that works as I was on that for a while too. So I left that one, and my dad and I was desperate. Like I didn't want to live that life anymore. I've been over it, but I just couldn't stop. So we found out about Ibogaine, and I looked up all these clinics, and this one was the one that really caught my eye, and this one is really good. I would recommend to anyone who needs it to go here. Um, but the first couple days are rough, but the treatment really does it really makes you think about what you're doing and what it's doing to others. And every other time I've been in rehab before this, I've been extremely depressed the entire time. And this time I was not depressed at all. I've been happy the whole time. I've been happy to be here. I haven't tried to leave. Every other time I'd call my dad crying to ask him to come pick me up every single day. And and basically it's just I don't even know how a drug like this could do make you feel this way. I was smoking about 3 to 4 grams of heroin a day. I was injecting for a little bit, and then I was taking about like 16 to 20 milligrams of Xanax a day. So I was taking a lot of stuff. I don't feel like I'm a slave to anything anymore. First thing that sold me on this place was I know someone that was in and out of prison, in and out of rehabs, couldn't get it together, and then he went and did Ibogaine, and he got treated, and then he's been sober ever since. So that's what sold me here, and I think that if you if you can't get it together, and if you're really struggling, because I was in a really dark hole, like I could not get myself out of it. I tried. I had so much help. I had people helping me left and right, and I just couldn't get out of it. And if you're struggling and you really if you want need to get out of this hole, you can come to where I am now if you get treated by this stuff. This stuff is a real deal. It really works. Like it really does.
Kylie's father, and we're here with David and Raz. And I just want to tell you that there's been a big difference in my daughter. just everything about her since she's been down here. We've been to 4 different rehabs in California. And 6 detoxes, and I spent countless dollars and sleepless nights and pulling my hair out, and none of it ever even made 1 ounce of a difference with her, because every time she got in there, within a couple days, she was just saying, "Oh, this sucks. I need more drugs. They're not giving me enough drugs. I'm depressed. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here." And I would have to beg her to stay, literally beg her to stay. And I didn't know what to do. And then she came down here, and she not one time asked to leave. She not one time said she wanted to go back and get drugs. She never threatened me, any of that. And so there's something very different about this place. And I think if your head is clear and you can get rid of the depression and think clearly, I think that's a big reason that this place works. And the people around here, they're here to help you. They give a shit about what you do and what you think. And it's like kind of almost like a family when you get here. You know, you can take anybody from any walk of life. And like, I've met a couple people here that have come here, and as I'm visiting with my daughter, and every one of them comes from a different background, and we just like all mold into the same kind of thinking, and that's kind of important. So that's what I have to say about this place.
How you
I started taking Norco about 3 years ago, and then it progressed into a $600 a day oxycodone habit, and then that got too expensive. I ended up stealing a bunch of money from my dad, and I started doing heroin. I've been in and out of rehabs in the United States and detoxes, and nothing has ever seemed to work. And I looked this place up. I was told about it by a couple people too, and I thought I needed to try it because I'm sick of that whole lifestyle. It's not fun.
And I don't believe in the rehabs that we put her in the past. They don't work. Nothing's worked. The way I look at it, they just want your money and they don't care about the patient. And the last experience was the worst for me, and that was the end of the line for me with insurance and the rehabs. And Kylie saw this on the internet, and I watched some videos that David had put up, and it struck me instantly, some of the things he said, and it really made me think that there is hope for this. And so we decided to come here. And the reason we're here is I'm afraid of my daughter dying. There's nothing else going to help her. So basically, I have total faith in David and what he's trying to achieve here. And this is not, no one's telling me to say this. This is coming from my heart. So we're here to save my daughter's life.